Are you licensed? Are you part of the National Association of Realtors? Are you a realtor? Those are questions that you shouldn't be shy of asking. That's your right. You're hiring someone. So when you come in and hire us as a realtor, you're actually giving us employment.
Realtors are bound by code of ethics.
My commitment is I am there for you every given minute. You call me if one of our team members is not doing it right for you.
Because real estate is the most expensive asset you're going to buy in your house, and it's important that you know these basic rules so that you understand what you're buying and how you're being guided and how you're choosing that realtor, because how someone is guiding you.
Welcome to Real Estate On Track on ITV Gold, airing every Friday at 8 p.m. with a Sunday repeat at 8 p.m. Trust the seasoned expertise of On Track Realty, a name we all have relied on since 1994. For any real estate questions, reach out to them at 732-494-2211. Today, let's welcome back the dynamic brother-sister duo, Sanjeev Aneja, who is the lead broker and owner of On Track Realty, who brings a wealth of experience, having held prestigious roles such as President of Middlesex County Association of Realtors, New Jersey Realtor of the Year, and New Jersey Real Estate Commissioner. Joining him is Alka Aneja, an award-winning salesperson with over 30 years of experience, also recognized for her charitable work as the president of Humbled by Your Service and her insightful Soul Talks with Alka on YouTube. So let's welcome both of them today. Welcome to both of you, and it's good to see both of you together again.
Yes,
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So let's today start with general consumers. They don't know how real estate business works. So let's talk about that. Is it licensed? Are there any rules and regulations? So just tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so real estate is a licensed business. Now, I'm only going to speak about New Jersey here because we don't know the laws and rules and regulations outside. There are federal laws that dictate all 50 states, but then there are state laws that dictate each state. So we are only going to talk about New Jersey because that's what I know about. If you are in a different state, then you'll refer to different state laws. So first thing is, how do I sell real estate? And to sell real estate, you have to be licensed. By law, you cannot sell and receive a commission if you're not licensed. By law, also as realtors, we cannot give any kickbacks or fees to anybody who's not licensed. So that is very important. Unfortunately, any business, no matter where you go to, there are scrupulous people who do the wrong things. But the law is very clear.
Unscrupulous people.
Unscrupulous. Okay, yes. So that changes the meaning completely.
Yes.
So they will do the wrong things knowing the law. Now, sometimes you don't know the law. But when you know the law and you do the wrong things, I'll pay you under the table. I'll do this and that. That's not the law. And again, if there is somebody you find as an agent who's doing that for you, you can blackmail that agent as much as you want to, because if they're breaking the law, might as well milk them as much as you can, right? So whatever that is worth. Following the Real Estate Commission rules and regulations, the law becomes critical for us as real estate agents. But then there is one step further, and that makes us a realtor. Realtors are bound by code of ethics. Now again, code of ethics is a code that tells us how we should operate with the consumer and with our other realtors. Not everybody follows, unfortunately, those two. So a lot of time people ask us, what's the difference? I can buy a home from anybody. I can sell a home through anybody. The difference is who is doing it fairly, honestly, putting you consumer first. These are code of ethics things. We take pride in serving people with honesty and integrity, but these are requirements. Yeah. Fair housing is a requirement, which means we cannot discriminate due to color, race, sex, religion, any reason. If they have the green, they're qualified. It's simple as that. So what neighborhood should they live in? The neighborhood they want to live in, as long as they're qualified to. They shouldn't be discriminated that this is not your neighborhood. This is not a realtor's job to take somebody away from X relationship because Y kind of people live there. You take everybody has a right to live in the neighborhood they want to.
And the reason why we're bringing that up is because real estate is the most expensive asset you're going to buy in your house. And it's important that you know these basic rules so that you understand what you're buying and how you're being guided and how you're choosing that realtor. Because how someone is guiding you, you're trusting someone with a lot of money, with what you're going to be spending a lot of money. And it's important that you understand what the ground rules are and what the base is.
Right. So fair housing, again, unfortunately in our country, even today, there are people who will say, I want to sell my home, but I don't want X kind of person to be coming in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Absolutely, your realtor must not agree to you on that. Must not. That's fair housing law. A realtor says, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Absolutely, they've broken the law. So rules and regulations exist. But again, it's good practice. Why should anybody be discriminated? Now, yes, you don't want to be in a crime-ridden neighborhood. Totally different issue. That's not discrimination. That is you not being in any colored neighborhood, that is crime.
Yeah.
That's totally different. But you come in there and I don't want to live with black, brown, green, orange, red person neighborhood.
Or Indians.
Or
Yeah.
all of that covered.
Yeah, any cover.
So that takes care of it, right?
But a lot of times, different ethnicities feel that, you know what, we're not part of that, right? We may discriminate against others, but we're never being discriminated on. Well, guess what? We are all being discriminated against, some part or another, and you just can't be privy to that. You don't want someone to say, oh, I don't want to live next to this person, or I don't want to live next to this person. So we are all privy to this. We can all be.
Go ahead, expand on that. What do you mean?
Like there are people who will say, you know what, I'm okay. I just don't want this to become an Indian neighborhood, right? The sellers will say, you know what, I don't want to become an Indian neighborhood. So it can happen where some sellers will call you and say, it's fine, but I just don't want too many Indians because there's already Indians here and I don't want to be unfair to my neighbors.
Yeah, so that's exactly what discrimination is. And that's exactly what must not be allowed.
Yes.
If a seller calls you and saying, come and sell my home, but I don't want this kind of person.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if seller calls us as Indian people, he won't call us and say, don't bring Indian people. But he may be calling some other person color and saying, don't bring X color. So we don't want to talk about Indian black. We just want to talk about general.
Yes.
And then you talk about it. But bottom line is, I don't want this person. I remember a home in Avenel. We had a listing in Avenel and an agent showed the home. A white agent showed the home to a white buyer. And I called for feedback and I said, and this is many years ago. And I said, what did the buyers think about? Now, I didn't know the agent color. I didn't know the buyer's color. I called the agent for feedback. She says, my buyer said, I don't want to be an immigrant in my own country because other people were Desis in the neighborhood. So there is a bias.
Minority, yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it, but law is clear for real estate agents. See, you cannot stop a consumer on how they want to act. But a real estate agent, number one rule, not number one, many number one rules, but fair housing is a federal law. You cannot discriminate. Penalties are unlimited. A judge can grant any penalty they wish. There is no cap to it. So don't do what's wrong. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck. Don't let that happen to you. The buyer is qualified. What difference does it make who they are? And who says they shouldn't live in a neighborhood of their choice? So that handles it. Commingling with money. So you cannot use clients' money for your own benefit.
Right.
Also, it used to be a lot. At one point, we used to have trust. We still do, required by law. But we used to have deposits that used to go in our trust account. Now they go mostly in the attorney trust account. So we don't touch clients' money. But the law was that you cannot take money from your trust account and use it for your personal account. There's another thing that real estate people are bound by. You must disclose your interest in a property. So if you're about to buy a home and for yourself or for your brother or for your sister, you must disclose that to the other side, that there is self-interest in this property. But it becomes even bigger if you're about to buy from your own seller yourself, or your brother is about to buy. You have to be very clearly disclosing that, listen, my interest is little higher. How can my interest be higher for a seller when I'm buying for myself?
Yeah.
So you have to be able to tell them, listen, I'm about to give you the price. Please know that I'm doing it for myself. If you want to hire somebody else, so be it. Or if you're happy with this price, I'm giving you that fair market value. Or the fair market value is $100,000. I'm giving you 90 because, and you justify it. But make sure the seller is fully aware. That's a law. That seller is fully aware of you being the purchaser or the seller of the property and are a licensed real estate agent. Many people ask me, why don't we do things like flips? Flip is when you buy for cheap price and sell it for a higher price. And I always say, if I have a seller whom I can buy from, and if he can get more in the market and I buy it cheaper, then I've cheated my seller. How can I go for a flip when the market says you can sell it for much higher? So be always careful for your client. Client is a fiduciary duty. Your client is not a customer. Client means somebody you're representing. See, when you go to a retail store, you're a customer.
Right.
When you go to an attorney, when you go to a CPA, when you go to a realtor, you are a client. Their job is to represent you. So let every person, every agent should be representing you and putting your best interest in mind. So I can hire any agent at a cheap commission, low commission to sell my home. That's very true. In today's market, you can. But did they put the best interest, your best interest? Did they do everything necessary after that to make the process easy? Did they actually get you the best possible price? I'll tell you a scenario, and I was shocked. Licensed real estate agent. He had a listing. One of my agents wanted to buy that home for herself. The agent says, can I come to your office? He comes to our office and says, the offer that you made on the home, reduce it by $10,000. He's representing the seller.
Wow.
His job is to get the highest possible price. And he's saying, reduce the offer by $10,000 because you're buying it for yourself. Give me half of the commission in that. Which means he's saying, give me $5,000 outside the deal. I will make sure you get the home for $10,000 less. This way you pocket $5,000 too. Totally unethical. And I was a real estate commissioner at that point.
Right.
And my first thing was, get this guy out of this business. The second thing was, I talked to his broker and I said, listen, something is wrong. And the broker didn't take much action. And I didn't want to really put anybody's life in jeopardy for that. But that is unethical.
So, Sanjeev ji, is there like something like an ongoing, education for these realtors where they update their skills and, of course, their thought process?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is for many years we fought to have this continuing education. For many years, many people fought saying, no, we don't want continuing education. But I think about 8 years ago, I think, continuing education was introduced. And now we have, it's a joke, it's only 12 hours for every 2 years of continuing education. If I had something to do with it, I would make it 60 to 80 hours a year. You are dealing with somebody's highest finances. You're going for no education after that. And even in continuing education, it's a joke sometimes. You sit in a seminar, you listen for 3 hours, you're on your phone, 3 hours later you got the credit for three credits. So it's a self-driven thing where you want to be on top of things to learn and do it. And that's why we do in our office.
Yep.
We do our meetings every week. We have our annual meeting coming up where we spend 2 days. Reminder of putting people first is always there. We will not do it without it. Clients first. See, they don't know it, but we know that we have to put them first.
Yeah.
So that continuing education in New Jersey is 12 hours every 2 years.
The thought process only changes if you want to change it.
Right.
Education is continuing, to your question. So thought process changes if they want to change it.
Yeah. So it's a commitment. It's really a commitment. When you hire an agent, you will pretty quickly see they can laugh and they can talk and they can be very smart. There are agents who are very slick. You may think they're for you, but are they for you? So look at it and never sign a buyer agency agreement,
right.
which means you're going to get caught with some agent who you don't know, you met for the first time and saying, I'm going to work with you for 6 months and I cannot buy it through somebody else.
Don't do that. Yeah. So some of the things that we talked about, there are many other rules and ethics, code of ethics and all. It's working with other realtor, treating other people with honesty and integrity. All these are part of code of ethics also.
And all these things come up when things don't go wrong. I mean, when things go wrong, right? When things don't go wrong, you'll never know that any of these things came into play. But when things go wrong, that's when you realize, oh my God, this was not followed and this was not followed. So again, a good realtor will come to you, or you'll need them when things are not going well. When things are going well, you can sell it yourself. Everybody can sell it, right? So it's not, your professionalism is not needed at that time.
Right. And things will go wrong in a transaction at times that you cannot control. You are representing a seller, and an offer comes in, and you do all the qualifications through the other realtor, you check everything, and things go wrong. A buyer changes his mind for whatever reason. Things go wrong. Sometimes you cannot prevent everything, but you do everything in your power to guide the seller and say, now this is the next step. Sometimes the steps don't work. Sometimes there's nothing you can do, but at least you know the good surgeon is on your side. At least you know that the patient can be saved. This person knows how to save it. Same thing, if we know in a transaction, we'll do everything that we can do to save it. A good agent will always be on your side. Realtors, again, are little higher bound compared to just a real estate agent. Not all offices are realtor offices, so look for that. Look for office that at least is a realtor office, has code of ethics. So if the realtor is not working properly for you, the next step is call their broker. Talk to them and saying, this is what your agent is doing to me. Now, some brokers will never listen to you at all. They're not available. My commitment is I am there for you every given minute. You call me if one of our team members is not doing it right for you. If the broker doesn't do it, then we have our board of realtors, and we have above that real estate commission. Real estate commission is there when you file the complaint. They will look into it and see what you did. Did the agent break the law, or was something that the agent couldn't have done? But you have remedies. If your agent is not proper, go to the broker. If the broker is not, go to the board of realtors. If the board of realtors is not able to help, go to New Jersey Real Estate Commission and see what can be done.
Yep, there's a chain of command for you.
So, but what can like a first-time home buyer do to just make sure, look for that it's a licensed real estate agent? What can they do?
You ask them, are you licensed? I think those are important questions. Are you licensed? Are you part of the National Association of Realtors? Are you a realtor? Those are questions that you shouldn't be shy of asking. That's your right. You're hiring someone. So when you come in and hire us as a realtor, you're actually giving us employment. And for you to ask us questions, that's your right. Please.
Right. You can go one step further. Go Google New Jersey Real Estate Commission licensee, and then the box will come up, licensee search. The box will come up. You put the agent's last name, comma, first name,
Then it
it will show up.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. I think that's a very good question.
Yeah. So are you working with licensed people? So there are some people who are not licensed. Unfortunately,
because
nobody
knowing
knows.
us, we are very shy. We don't want to. We just want to impress people, but not ask them right questions.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
so-
why your best thing is work with somebody who comes highly recommended. I hope that's not highly recommended and they're just not even licensed. So again, do your due diligence. Very quickly you will see what's going on.
Yeah.
We humans are very smart. We can tell if we are being taken care of or if somebody's cheating. The mind is
Mind
very
knows.
powerful.
Yeah, mind
it knows
knows.
what's going on. So if you see the red flag, then stop.
Alka, let's talk about the featured home listing. I know you love talking about that, and you know a lot, and you have everything on your fingertips. So just let's talk about that.
Sure. We just listed 166 Mundy in Edison. It's 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath home. It's 2,400 square feet, so it's a very spacious house. And it's listed at $750 with a full basement. It is less than 0.1 mile from the school, from Menlo Park Elementary School, and from JFK, probably a half a mile. So it's a great location, great house, offers an updated kitchen, a very nice size backyard. a really nice home listed at 750.
Right, and very close to Metro Park train station.
Yeah, and
which
the
is
park.
which is a big plus.
Yep.
Very close to obviously Roosevelt Park that you're
Roosevelt
talking about.
Park, Menlo Park Mall, Route 1. So it's very, very ideally located. We started showing it yesterday. So
Right. So North Edison at that price has become almost untouchable, especially if it's a good home.
Yes.
So this home is available now, and then there is another townhouse that our office has listed. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath home on Denise. It's a townhouse with a basement and 1-car garage, and I believe it's 539, right?
529.9. Yep.
529.9, so 530, yeah.
Yes.
So give us a call, and we are happy to show them to you, or any other homes that are on the market. You don't have to call realtor to realtor based on Zillow, because remember we talked about it. Those are paid people. Those are you'll find an agent and you'll call them, but they are paid agents. So call us if you like working with us. Call us. We will show you any home that is available on the market. So that's easy. Also, one other thing, a lot of people don't realize that buyers do not pay the commission to the real estate agent. The commission comes from the seller side.
That's actually a
Although
good
at the end it comes in the transaction, truly speaking. Because at the end the transaction decides, the commission goes from the transaction. But buyer, this question is asked often, do we pay a commission? Because in India, buyers have to pay the commission.
commission, yes.
You do not pay. So when you hire us, you are getting the expertise and the trust and somebody taking care of you, but you are not paying the commission at all.
Absolutely.
The seller pays the commission.
This is now my favorite part. We always talk about this book. This is For It to Be, It's Up to Me, which is of course written by Sanjeev ji. And you know, Alka always says that you always are nice to Sanjeev ji and not to me.
That's okay, you don't worry about it. Alka has that habit. She always thinks everybody is nice to some, although everybody is so nice to you.
Everybody's very nice to you too.
Okay. But yeah, so don't worry about her. You're nice to her. We know that.
Yeah.
All right. So today, let's talk about lesson number. It is lesson number 10. Have patience.
Before have patience, the lesson is take action.
Okay.
See, a farmer must till the ground, sow the seeds, water it. That's action, right? If the farmer said, you know what, it's springtime, I'm going to have patience till winter, and then I will sow the seeds, what would happen to all that effort?
Gone.
Zero, right? So action has to be taken first, and then the patience. So what if this farmer tilled the soil, sowed the seeds, watered the plants, and then 4 days, 5 days, 6 days later saying there is no plant, there is no tree. And he digs everything down and no plant is there. The seeds are doing their job down there because of the action that was taken. But this farmer now is so impatient that he wants a tree to come. So patience is critical for that farmer. Otherwise, all the action that was taken will become zero. So that's why we put those two topics carefully,
Together.
one after the other. Take action was, if you don't take action, if you're patient all the time, then you will have no fruits at all. But if you take action and have no patience, you'll have no fruits at all either. Everything in life, if you take an action, you have patience, and that's how the results come. You keep on taking the action wherever, in the right time, in the right frame, stage, you do it. Now again, action is useless if you take it at the wrong time. So farmers sowing in winter or fall will not do it unless that crop is for sowing in fall or winter, because there are some crops that must be sown at that time. So you have to know what action you have to take, then you have to have all the patience for that thing to grow up. A child is born and you are impatient for the child to start running, cannot do it. You will mess up the child completely. Today we have big problem with some of our parents. They want the kid to know everything at the age of 1. Give me a break. Let them grow. They're so worried, but that kid is doing better. It's okay. Each one of us has our own learning phrase, and let it happen for it. So have that patience for that child. The child will get there, child will run. Now, obviously, if you see signals that you think there is something wrong medically and you need to get that treatment, that's an exception. But don't make the child run at 6 months old when he needs to run at 1.5-year age. It's as simple as that. Yeah, makes sense?
Yes.
I think you said it very well,
Yeah.
especially the parents these days. They have no patience at all. They want kids to be running day one.
Yes.
And doing things and being a PhD, have done zillion things at that age.
Yeah. And you know what? The God has given animals this instinct on how to do it. You know, when a deer is born, the little baby deer is born, the deer baby is kicked because this baby starts running 3 days later.
Yeah, right.
So that deer cannot be patient and saying, "Hey, my child will run. It's only 3 days old." No, God has given so much intelligence to all animals and kids and everything,
Absolutely.
right? So take action, have patience. Both chapters go one after the other.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev ji and Alka. And of course, we'll be back next week, same time, same day. Till then, take good care of yourself and see you again.
And you too. Thank you, Pia.
Thank you so
Yep.
much.
Bye.